Now there are calls to extend this scheme to arrivals from Afghanistan who are also in desperate need of help. Well, let's bring in Luke Tryl. He's the UK director of the think tank More in Common, and they're pushing for more inclusion for Afghan refugees in the UK. Luke, good to have you with us this morning. Thanks for being with us. Just tell us, why do you think the government would extend this scheme to Afghan refugees?
Well, as you just mentioned, we've seen this extraordinary wave of public support from the British people towards helping the people from Ukraine fleeing that terrible conflict. Over 150,000 people have signed up. And we think that there's a real opportunity here to build on that expression of generosity and goodwill, and to ask people whether they might also want to be part of a scheme to help Afghan families, some of whom have been in hotel accommodation now in the UK for 7 months since the fall of Kabul. Now, that's not just bad for them. You can't raise a family in a hotel room. It's also costing the taxpayer £1.2 million a day. So we think there's an opportunity to build on this wave of support and introduce a new model of sponsorship for refugees in the UK, of which Afghan families can be a part.
And how many Afghan families do we understand are currently being housed in hotels, do you think?
It's around 10,000 families being housed in hotels across the UK. So even if only a fraction of those who've signed up to the Ukraine scheme were also interested in playing some role in supporting Afghan families. Now, that probably won't be through offering a spare room, because the needs of these families are slightly different, but it could be about helping them getting set up in communities, helping them find access to housing, schooling, and other support as well. And so one of the things that we're doing here is we're calling for Michael Gove to chair a new task force and set Whitehall the hard target of getting all those Afghan families, who, as I said, have been waiting for 7 months, into proper accommodation within 100 days.
And Luke, is one of the differences here that many Ukrainian families have every intention to go back to Ukraine, whatever there is left of the country after this war, whereas many Afghan families don't actually want to go back to Afghanistan following the Taliban takeover?
So the two different groups of refugees do have different needs. Lots of Ukrainian families will hope to go back once the invasion has been hopefully repelled. Lots of Afghan families will want to start a new life here. And that's why sponsorship is such a good scheme to be using here, because it's not just about people going into an area. It's about asking a community, will you help someone to start a new life here? Will you help them, learn English, get their kids into a school, get a job, get housing? It's a really powerful scheme for making refugees and migration something which is about communities stepping up, rather than it being government saying this is what you must do.
OK, Luke Tryl from More in Common. Do appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for being with us.